Hello everyone, welcome back to Ink and Fig. My name is Alex, and today we are doing my September lunar TBR. After August, I'm hoping for an easy month. I'm 2 months away from getting married, so I am extremely busy. We're stressed. It's, it's going. Everything's fine. Just going to continue telling myself that it is fine. So, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, roll number one. Well, though it's kind of a moot point. All right, so our deck today that we're going to be using is the Lunasomnia deck. This deck is really pretty. My partner, my fiance, got me this for my birthday this year, and just like the gold detailing, I'm going to see how close I can get it here while it will still focus. Like the detailing is gorgeous. I was expecting it to be more sort of gilded, but it is sort of a very regular playing card kind of feel. It's a gold look rather than an actual gilded finish. But you know what? Honestly, that's fine because this is still stunning. So, I don't know why I chose to wear my hair down today. It is so hot. Like, man, the cards are a little bit on the slippy side, and I don't necessarily want to launch them all over the place, but also that seems to be kind of my brand, although I think I avoided it last month. I don't remember. Anyway, we are starting off with the Ten of Wands. Didn't we just have this? Perhaps. The Ten of Wands is read a book from a series you've already started. Oh, hang on. We got this. So soon as I saw this, I knew exactly what I wanted to read. For the Ten of Wands, read a book in a series that you've already started. I am going to be finishing the Shadow and Bone series. I'm going to be reading I'm going to be reading Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I'm not expecting great things from this book. I'm going to preface this with that. I know from the rest of the series, my complaints are already going to be, a little bit sparse writing, very heteronormative, very white. I'm expecting more of the same, is basically what I'm saying. However, I am also expecting to finally be happy that I am done. I more or less know how this ends, because that's kind of hard to avoid if you've read Six of Crows first. The punchline is definitely kind of ruined there. The kicker is that if I finish this, I can start King of Scars. Soon, even. Okay, roll number two. Okay. Is it listening to me this time? Who knows? All right, on that bombshell, here is book number 2. Boom. The King of Wands. Watch this just be a purely Wands month. The King of Wands is read a book with a non-binary or trans lead. I am going to the library for this one, and I'm going to be borrowing Felix Ever After. This book sounds like such a heartbreaking kind of slice of life coming of age story about Felix Love, who is trying to find love, and he's struggling with an identity that he thinks may be too intersectional and too marginalized. And that just sounds like such a journey, and I want to read that book and root for him all the way through it, because honestly, that just sounds so tough to have to deal with. And yeah, I hope the book turns out well, because I haven't even met him on the page yet, but I already think that he deserves for it to work out. All right, roll number 3. 6. Now it's just doing this out of spite. This one is supposed to be colored in. I forgot to do that prior to filming. But if I go 6 this way, I'm gonna end up being farther away from everything than I wanted to, so we're going to go back over this way. All right, book number 3. So unfortunately, this isn't going to get us a moon, even though it kind of looked like it, just because I forgot to color that one in. But what can you do? What can you do? All right, here's our third card. They're all up right side up so far. This has been nice. This is the Ace of Swords, so it's not an all wands month. Uh-oh. The Ace of Swords is read the first book in a series. I gotta start a new series? What series am I gonna start? This isn't gonna be a light month, is it? And as previously mentioned, I'm a very busy human being at the moment, in so far as I'm trying to get a wedding going. So I don't really want to get invested in something new. And all of the series that I have right now are rather large books, and I don't really have the time or the bandwidth for that at the moment. So I have chosen to reread a book that I have already read, and that book is Accept the Dying by Maureen Jennings. This is the first book in the Murdoch Mysteries series, so if you've ever seen the show, the books came first. Frankly, I think the early days of the show were better than the books. However, I'm not necessarily a fan of where the show has gone. I think it's a little bit sort of erring on the side of slapstick, which I don't necessarily enjoy. So I think the books are actually better than the show at this point. They're very, very different if you haven't read the books. And if you have seen the show, they're extremely different, so don't go in to these expecting the same thing. Like, George Crabtree is a 6.5-foot tall giant with a mustache and, like, 12 children, and Brackenreed is an actual first-class doorknob. And Dr. Ogden does not play nearly as strong of a role in the books as she does in the show. Particularly not in the first one. I think she was maybe on 6 pages of this book. Like, enough to show that she was there, but not much past that. Murder mystery. Very excited about that. Canadian author, also very excited about that. And I also like that I kind of, even though I don't remember the plot of this book, I do know that I'm getting into something familiar and good. Because I remember absolutely blasting through this one the last time I read it. I think it took me 2 or 3 days. Very, very easy to read, even though it's, you know, it's a murder mystery. It's kind of heavy subject matter if you look at it that way. Yeah, excited about that. All right, and here is rule number 4. Whoa. Okay, sure, I'll take that. 5. Let's go... You know what? Let's go in the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, here we go. Card number 4. Every time I try to hold this up for you to watch me shuffle, that's when I end up throwing half the deck on the floor. I'm gonna cut my losses and take whatever this is. The King of Cups. This one's easy. Read a book with LGBTQ2S+ representation. What other book is there, really? It's finally happening. We're finally reading the Song of Achilles. I know this one's sad. I know I've told you that I'm getting married and that this is a whole, like, happy, if stressful time for me, and that this is a very depressing book. I don't care. I already know how this ends. Like, this story is not a mystery to me. I've seen this played out in many, many, many different iterations of Greek myth. I am excited to see Miller's take on this story, and I'm excited to see what everyone is raving about. Although it sounds like a lot of people are kind of raving about the shock value of how it ended, and I'm like, have you never read a Greek myth before? Like, come on. Absolutely stoked to finally get to this. You're gonna hear me screaming about this all month long. Alright, so here's the TBR, and also this one. Felix is here too. I'm excited for this. I think it's gonna be a good mix of new and exciting yet familiar stuff, because I count Song of Achilles as being familiar to me, again, because I've read the myth of Achilles in so many different iterations throughout my literary and academic life, so I'm not worried about that. The only brand new thing for me is going to be Felix Ever After. However, that is a YA, so there is a certain softness that I'm expecting from that that's not going to be too mentally taxing for me this month, as I try desperately to keep myself sane while putting all the finishing touches on this wedding business. So, thank you so much for watching. Definitely go and follow me on all of my social media at Ink and Fig. Leave a like, comment down below what you're planning on reading this month. I'm excited to see what you're getting into. And subscribe if you haven't yet, because we've got new and exciting stuff coming out all the time. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.